Hey, what's up everybody? This is Alex from Not Casuals, and today we're going to be playing Magicka. We're going to do Chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 1 is pretty much a big tutorial just so the players can get used to the game mechanics. There's also an official tutorial that we can skip by saying a password, banana. So yeah, we're going to do that and skip this tutorial because it's very basic. So yeah, in this game we're going to be using one spell a lot. It's called Aced, so you better get a good grasp of it. It's electricity, arcane, and fire elements, and then you press spacebar. It's a very useful spell, and the entire playthrough we're going to be using it a lot. Here you see me go down the stairs and take falling damage for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, the main purpose of this playthrough is going to be to finish it within 4 hours to get the special achievement to complete the game in 4 hours or less. So you're going to notice that we're going to be skipping a lot of books, spell books, weapons, mooses, secret location, and such. By the way, these are checkpoints. You should use them. If you die, you respawn there. It's very useful if you're having a hard time with the game. Although, even though I said we're going to skip a few weapons and spellbooks, some of them we're still going to get because they're very useful to the playthrough and are going to help you a lot in your quest. Such as the Staff of Life, which is, in my opinion, the best staff in the game. It doesn't give you extra HPs or anything, but it gives you HP regeneration and shield regeneration. So basically, yeah, your HPs and shield will regen over time, so it's very useful. So yeah, we're at the first mini boss. He's not very hard, honestly. You got a ton of meat shields taking the hits for you, so you can just go ahead and cast a strong beam, kill the allies too if you need to. Just kill the big ogre fast and move on. So yeah, that's pretty much it for chapter 1. Like I said, it was a big tutorial, didn't last very long, and now we're going to move on to chapter 2, where hopefully things will get a bit more challenging. So yeah, haste again. Oh yeah, the first chapters have a lot of goblins, a lot of small minions, so AoE spells are your friends. One of my favorite rotation would be either Steam, Arcane, Electricity, which is the one I'm using right now. It does about 3000 damage. It's pretty efficient. Or if they're more spread out, you can always do Ice, and Arcane. It does a bit less damage, more like 1000, but the AoE is very, very big, so quite useful against small minions. I'm gonna let you listen to this because it's kind of funny. So yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the game, like the gibberish humor that the characters have. You won't see much of it in this tutorial because this playthrough, because we're going to be skipping a lot of it. But once you do your own playthrough, you can listen to him and watch him. They're pretty funny. Although we cannot skip boss cutscenes, so you will be able to see these in this playthrough. If you want to do this beam that I keep doing a lot, it's Steam, Electricity, Arcane Electricity. It's very powerful and does a lot of AoE damage whenever it kills a unit. So, also get used to Vlad, the vampire, which is not a vampire. Derp. That's gonna be bugging you a lot with cutscenes. He's there a lot. So here we can see an ogre pretty far away. I did 4 ice and 1 rock and charge it all the way just to one-shot it while it's not even looking at me. Yeah, I'm skipping mooses like I said earlier, so if you wanted that one you can go get it. Also, one of these mechanics in this game is whenever you have your own shield on yourself, like you press E and you press middle mouse button to activate the shield on yourself. whenever you receive a projectile like an arrow to the face, it's gonna knock you down. So if you wanna avoid getting stun locked, I recommend removing the shield, like when facing archer goblins and stuff, goblin archers. And yeah, if you're facing bigger monsters, though, I strongly recommend, or casters even, strongly recommend to keep the shield on yourself so you don't get one-shotted. Yeah, pretty much tons of goblins. You just do big AoEs, kill them fast, move on, don't waste any time. I mean, 4 hours for the achievement is not exactly, like, it can be hard if you're wasting too much time, or if you're not taking shortcuts, or if you're dying a lot. Dying in this game is can be annoying. So yeah, more minions to slay, and then we have this little mini boss, I guess. He has a ton of goblins with him. Just focus on the archers first. This way you're gonna have a much easier time. The mini boss itself is pretty weak, honestly. He's not really a threat, just dodge his beams if you need to. Once the archers are killed, kill the minions, and then you can finish off the boss with a beam of doom. You can get this book if you want. It's somewhat useful. It's Nullify. It basically dispels all the buffs in the screen. In the screen you see like rocks, your own shield, other people's shield, and such. So when you're going to be facing casters, you can always do that to remove their shields. Can be useful. So yeah, just trying to kill an ogre, but I kind of missed a spell in an element in my rotation, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna die anyway. Another moose that we're gonna skip because yeah, we don't need him for this achievement of 4 hour. Dispose of this ogre and kill these goblins. By now you should be pretty much used to casting Ace. I mean, it's so useful, you want to get used to it anyway. It's very easy to cast too. So yeah, moving on to the first real boss of this game, in my opinion. With a small cutscene with Vlad that we cannot skip, unfortunately. Vlad is a big coward, by the way. It's kind of funny. So yeah, for this boss, it's pretty easy. Just first shield yourself in case you would take a hit, but no, it shouldn't happen. So the main strategy, like you can see, is just simply put an AoE shield around you, and he's just gonna bump into it every time he tries to come at you. And I mean, it's very hard to die against this boss using this strategy. You can boost the shield, but most of the time it's gonna break unless you boost it like really fast to the maximum power. So yeah, just keep repeating the barrier. To put this big bubble, if you're not sure how, you just press E for your shield and you shift right click, and it's gonna put it around you like this, like if it was an AoE spell, like all the AoE spells we've been spamming on all this chapter. Eventually when you're gonna finish the game, you're gonna be able to start over the new game, but keeping all the spells you learn through your journey. So this boss is gonna be much quicker. You can actually one-shot him with one of the end game spell. But for now, since it's a new game, we don't have much of a choice to either use shields, or you could kill him like with AoE and stuff, but I just find it much easier and much more simple to just do spam shields, and it takes what, maybe a minute or two to kill. Not very hard. And if you're having trouble with this boss, just make sure to keep a shield on yourself. So press E and then middle mouse button to apply the shield on yourself, and make those bubbles, or even barriers if you can't do the bubble. And yeah, then he's dead. And this is it. This was Alex for Not Casuals, and thank you for watching. See you in the next one.